Prices rise slowly, then suddenly. Your salary stays still, your savings shrink, and one day you realize something terrifying. You're working harder than ever, yet getting poorer every year. But what if this wasn't an accident? What if inflation wasn't just an economic phenomenon, but a tool engineered to keep the middle class trapped? A silent mechanism that transfers wealth from everyday families to the very institutions claiming to protect the economy. Today, we walk through history, from ancient empires to modern banking, to reveal how inflation became the most effective method of control ever invented. Inflation has existed as long as money itself. Rome diluted its silver coins. Germany printed bills until bread cost billions. And today, governments call it normal. A little inflation, a little price increase, a little erosion. But here's a stat people rarely consider. If inflation stays at 5% every year, your money loses half its value in just 14 years. Half. Without you making a single mistake. Imagine working on a treadmill that speeds up every year, but your legs aren't allowed to move any faster. This is the world the middle class now lives in. To understand how inflation became a control tool, you need to understand how money is created today. Most people think governments print money, but the truth is more bizarre and more hidden. Central banks create money out of debt. Every new dollar is born when someone, government, business, or you, takes a loan. The more debt the system creates, the more money exists. The more money exists, the less each dollar's worth. It's like adding water to soup. More liquid, less flavor, more money, less value. But here's the trick. Inflation doesn't punish the people who create money. It punishes the people who earn it. The wealthy own assets, real estate, stocks, businesses. When inflation rises, so do their assets. But the middle class, they hold salaries, savings, and cash. And cash is the easiest thing to destroy. Inflation quietly moves value upward, from consumers into corporations, banks, and governments, without a single vote being cast. That's why economists call inflation a hidden tax. But it's not hidden, it's engineered. There were moments when inflation wasn't just a background hum, it was a full-blown siren. 1971, the US abandoned the gold standard. Money no longer had a physical anchor. Value became trust. 2008, banks collapsed and governments printed trillions to save the system. Instead of letting the bubble burst, they inflated a new one. 2020, a pandemic froze the world, and central banks responded with the largest money printing event in human history. Each crisis became an opportunity not to help the middle class, but to expand the power of those who control money. Every time inflation surged, families lost savings, prices jumped, and wages lagged behind. But those who owned assets saw their wealth explode. These crises didn't create inflation by accident. They accelerated it by design. Today, the consequences are impossible to ignore. Housing becomes unaffordable. Food prices rise faster than salaries. Savings accounts feel like they're leaking value. Most families are pushed into debt, not because they're irresponsible, but because the system is designed to make debt the default. Inflation ensures you can't rely on savings. You can't stop working, and you can't build wealth unless you enter the asset game. And who controls the assets? Who controls interest rates? Who controls the money supply? Not the middle class. Here's the unsettling truth. Inflation isn't a